So the Japanese government have decided to increase the child loan support from 420,000 Japanese yen to 500,000 Japanese yen. That is, they have made an increase of 80,000. Hello guys. Hello guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Berry Talk Show reporting all the way from Japan. If you are my new subscriber, thank you all so much. Thank you for joining Berry Talk Show family. And to all my returning subscribers, those that have always been there for me right from the very beginning of this journey, thank you all so much for your love and your support. I really appreciate you staying with the family. So guys, I wouldn't be taking much of our time. It's really been a while I've made a video because of time. It's not really easy, but today I'm staying home and I just decided to take about a few minutes to make this video. So today's topic, the Japanese government have decided to increase the child loan support from 480,000 Japanese yen to 500,000 Japanese yen. As I earlier said, an increase of 80,000 has been added. Yeah, so this is how it goes. If you are a Japanese or a foreigner, in as far as you have a stay in Japan and you are having a baby, the government is giving you the sum of 420,000 Japanese yen. If you are supposed to have twins, the money will increase to 840,000 Japanese yen. And if they find out that maybe your baby will be having disability, that is another case. The money will be, they will give you another support for your child. So the money goes for everybody in as far as you are living in Japan and you are having a legal stay and you are supposed to give birth in their country. They are giving you that money. I, for one, have had 2 babies in Japan, 2 boys, and I received that money. So I've gotten the money twice. So I read last few days that the government have decided to increase that money from 420,000 to 800,000 and to 500,000. Sorry for the mistake. Okay, and the government have decided to increase this money because they have noticed that the Japanese population is really decreasing, especially the youths. They don't have youths in this country. If you come to Japan, you will see mostly of old people. The Japanese have aging population more than youths. They have noticed that most youths don't want to get married. Most youths don't want to have kids, and even if they have kids, they decide to have, maybe they'll decide to have just 1, just 2, which is making the population to fall, which is making the population to be more of age, more of old people than the youths. And the youths are power. The youths work. They are supposed to like develop the country more and more. But if they don't have the youth to do this job, to work, to develop their country, to boom their economy, it's not nice. So the government, the Minister of Labor and Health, decided to propose to the Prime Minister if they can increase this money, this child loan support, this child benefits, this support that if you have a baby, if you give birth to a child in Japan, is given to the parents. They have decided to increase the money from this 420,000, which has been the usual amount they used to give, to 500,000. That is 80,000 being added to it. And this will be in effect from 2023. That is in a few months to come, just about maybe 1 month. This decree will be in effect. If you are having a baby in Japan, you no longer receive the 420,000, but you will now receive the 500,000. And as I earlier said, this is to encourage Japanese to have more babies. This is to encourage those that have even gotten married to have babies, because some of them don't even want to get married. I made a video about why Japanese don't want to get married, and the few that are even married, maybe they don't want to have kids. And if they even decide to have kids, they might have just 1 or just 2, because the economy is hard. It's not easy to have kids in Japan. Yeah, it is not easy. Some of us that are even having 2 or 3 kids is because maybe Africans love kids. We love children. But some Japanese, most of these white, don't love stress. They don't love, they want to live maybe their life, enjoy themselves. So the government is adding this money to encourage the Japanese to have kids. And as I earlier said, this money is beneficial to both foreigners and the Japanese. In as far as you have a legal stay, you are also benefiting from this money. I, for one, I have benefited from this money 2 times. And this is how it went. They will ask you if they should pay the money into your account directly, or they should pay the money into the hospital account. I, for one, my second child, the money was being paid from the to the hospital's account directly. And all my SSCs, and if the money is being paid into the hospital's account, whatsoever you have spent in the hospital will deduct the money there. If the money is enough, that's okay. If maybe you are left over, they have some leftover from your expenditure at the hospital during birth, the hospital will give you the documents, and you will take the documents to the city hall and they will reimburse you. But if you have spent more, you instead be the one to add more money to the hospital's account. Like I, for one, my second child, I had him through cesarean section, and I spent almost 300,000 from the 440,000 the government gave me. And I was giving some documents. I had to take the documents to the city hall, and the city hall have to give me, they gave me back 100, and I cannot really remember the amount. But during my third child, oh my God, I still had my third child through CS, and the hospital, I had to give the hospital's account for the government to pay the money through them. And I tell you, behold, I finished all the 420,000, and I still had a balance at the hospital to pay the hospital almost 200,000. So I spent more than 600 and something thousand for my third child during the birth. So it differs. So the government said that in 2021, if a mother is supposed to have a baby, mother who had their baby through CS, they spent at least 470,000 to 500,000 Japanese yen. So they have seen that the money is really small. That is why they have decided to increase the money to 500,000. But I say it is really still small. So most of the Japanese are saying that if they even give them this money, what about the feeding? How will they cope? It's not still easy to bring up a child. You giving them maybe 420,000 or 500,000, it's not still enough. How would they bring up the kids? How would they bring up the children? So it is not really easy for you to have a child in Japan. Oh my God, it's not easy. It is not easy. The money can be enough for some people. It cannot be enough for some people. As I earlier said, during my second child, the money was enough, and I instead had some balance. But during my third child, I had to add over 200,000. So I had to use all the 420,000, and I was still owing some balance to the hospital. So I feel like that will not still encourage most Japanese to have kids. It will not still encourage them to have kids, sincerely, because you give them that money, and after that, how will they bring up the child? How will they bring up the child? So it is not really easy. So that's the little news I wanted to share with you people, that the Japanese government have decided to increase the child support from 420,000 that they usually give to parents to 500,000. That is an increase of 80,000 has been added to it. So if you are a mom that you are giving birth to Japan as from 2023, you will not receive 420,000. You will now receive 500,000 as your lump sum support. Yeah, as I earlier said, this money can be paid directly into the family's account. That is either the mother or the father, or into the hospital's account, and you just have to go to give birth. If you have spent more, you'll be the one to add money to your hospital bills. If you have spent less, the hospital will give you some documents that you will take to the city hall, and they will balance you. And if it's just equal, you don't need to give anything to the hospital. So that is how it goes. They used to ask your opinion. So if you have been watching this video right up to this moment, and you feel that the video is good, please make sure you give it a thumb up. Make sure you leave a comment, and make sure you share. And don't always forget to turn on your bell, so whenever I upload a new video, you will be the first person to get a notification. Thank you all for always showing me love. Thank you all for always showing me support. I'm really encouraged. If I'm still struggling to grow my channel, it's because of your support. It really means a lot to me. So see you all in my next video. Bye bye. Bye bye, guys. See you all. Thank you for staying, and make sure you comment. I love you all. Bye bye.